Well, in the last lecture, we started with the Boolean algebra. The Boolean algebra totally deals with the manipulation of the binary digits. In short, we'll call it as the bits. Binary digit. Okay. You take first two characters by BI, last character T. So which is bits. So these bits will be represented in the form of zeros and ones. So only this entire algebra deals with zeros and ones, which is completely a mission level code which is understandable by the hardware. So here we are supposed to develop the Boolean functions in such a way that the computer hardware must be in a position to understand the business logic with which you develop the circuits. So which is also called as logic gates or digital logic design. So in order to do that, this Boolean algebra plays a major role. Especially this Boolean algebra will be useful for especially to minimize the circuits. Knowingly or unknowingly, we'll develop the circuits, okay, for getting some fixed output. We never think of that we must design this algorithm, design this logic in a optimistic way. We never start with doing in optimistic way. Optimistic means we need to design a circuit in a very short way such that it should give the same objective of our problem. That means as we reduce the number of logics or logic gates in the circuit, automatically the cost of design will also decrease. You look at a simple mobile phone which is having only the facility of incoming and outgoing and a GPS facility and an MP3 player facility is of very low cost. As you add number of features, the cost increases. So in the same way, in the digital circuit also, whatever the logic gate you include in the circuit, based upon that the cost of the circuit increases. One thing you are supposed to do is you have to design the circuit as simple as possible so that the cost can be saved. So that is what the objective of designing any circuit of especially digital circuits. Otherwise, how is it possible to embed the entire mobile logic or mobile phone hardware logic in a simple single PCB, printed circuit board? Or how can you store 1 GB of memory or maybe 8 GB of memory in a small RAM of a 2 inches size or 3 inches size? So that is what the designing of the circuits deals with. So we should design the circuit as compact as possible, especially to achieve the cost saving, and at the same time to have the smaller size of the component. So in order to achieve these two, we need to design the hardware. Especially the main goal is to design the hardware in such a way. To do this, we cannot minimize the circuits like just by using hand. So however, we use the Boolean algebra for minimizing the circuits. So like how you have the expansion law, distributive law in the set operations, that is union, intersection. Okay, so with the union and intersection, how you can expand it, how can you concise it, these kind of operations and complement operations are available. Like the same operations are also available in the Boolean algebra also. Especially by this time we come to know that the Boolean algebra is especially used for minimizing the cost. Okay, especially to minimize the cost of designing the circuit. In order to do this, we apply the Boolean functions, Boolean principles of minimizing the circuit. That is the first one. You can make note of this. First one, what we do is we use the Boolean operations. for minimizing the circuit. But if we have more variables in the Boolean circuit, then it is very difficult for us to minimize the circuit. The reason is we are supposed to deal with many variables. So that is reason the second way what we do is we use K-maps or Karnaugh maps. The second way of minimizing the circuit is by using the K-maps. The first one is by simple Boolean operations, just by identifying what is the distributive law here, what is the what you call identity law here. So these kind of things we'll look at and we'll try to minimize it. But if we have more variables, it is somewhat difficult to do that, because if you have the combination of around 15 variables with some addition operations in that, then it is very difficult for us to do that, because we have to search for each and every variable in that. So for that, we use the second method called K-map method or Karnaugh map, which is also called as Karnaugh map method. In this, we can deal with the maximum of 6 variables. That is combination of 6 variables maximum. What if it is gross to 6 variables? Then we have the other method called tabulation method. Okay, we have a method called tabulation method. So we will minimize the circuits in 3 ways. First one is by simple Boolean operations. Second one is K-map method, okay, or Karnaugh map method. Third one is tabulation method. So when you use tabulation method, when you have the variables more than 5 or 6, then we use tabulation method. We have seen using 3 methods, we are going to reduce the Boolean expressions. One is by using Boolean identities, second one is by using K-map, and third one is by tabulation method. So if you have been given a question to minimize the expression using the Boolean identities, then you need to remember all these identities, like law of double complement, that is x dash whole dash is equal to x plus x is equal to x, and x into x is equal to x, which is idempotent law. Next is identity law, domination law, commutative law, associative law, distributive law, De Morgan's law. So De Morgan's law is popularly used in minimizing the expression. So you must remember this. De Morgan's law is xy whole dash is equal to x dash plus y dash, or x plus y whole dash is equal to x dash into y dash. Next one is unit property, zero property, as well as absorption law. You are supposed to mention with which law you are reducing that statement, that you are supposed to mention in the first case. And here is the example. Show that the distributive law x of y plus z is equal to xy plus xz. So like this, here how many variables are there? 3 variables are there, x, y, and z. So like this, you form a table, okay, and you perform y plus z, xy, xz, then x of y plus z, and xy plus xz. If you get both are equal, then automatically it is LHS is equal to RHS, hence proved. Okay. So like this, you try to verify the problems such as double complement, verifying the idempotent law, identity laws, verify the domination laws, verify the commutative laws, De Morgan's law. So you can also do this for the practice purpose.